Joining me now from Southern California, senior pastor at Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills, California, Jack Hibbs. Pastor Jack, May 31, you've made the announcement. You haven't hid it. You've made it public.
Yeah.
That May 31, you're going to open up. You're going to have your services. I don't know exactly how you're going to do it. Doesn't really matter. The fact is that you're going to have services on May 31, which just happens to be Pentecost Sunday. Can you explain the significance of that?
Well, yes, absolutely. The fact that May 31st just happened to be, I didn't know that at the time, Graham, that it's Pentecost Sunday. I had just been really seeking God and wondering, when are we going to hear a word from the governor? Now, in all honesty, two things I want to make really clear. We've not been stopped from preaching the gospel online. We've seen well over 1 million people join us online. We can preach the gospel, that Jesus Christ died on the cross, rose again from the grave for us. That can clearly go out. However, that's not church. The Bible tells us in Hebrews 10:25 that church is us coming together.
Right.
And our governor, Graham, has kept us from hearing from him, when will that be? He keeps kicking the church like a can down the road. And so it became evident that if the church doesn't open up now and fulfill its need to really minister to the psychological, spiritual, mental needs that are greatly challenged right now and going to increase, we're going to miss a window of opportunity to minister to the people and to the communities that we love. But Governor Newsom fails to give us an answer as to when we can open up our doors. He even went so far to say, maybe in about 4 or 6 months, I'll consider that. Well, Graham, that's right in the middle of the next flu season epidemic, you know,
Yeah.
and we just can't wait that long. It would be unjust.
Well, the Bible, as you pointed out, mandates it that we meet in congregation, right?
Yeah.
But our United States Constitution protects it in this crazy thing we used to call the First Amendment, which has been marginalized in states like California. But your message is not just for your church and your congregation, but you are spreading your message throughout California, and it is working. But this is your message to other pastors. Roll tape.
Now, Pastor, it's up to you in your conscience as to how you open up your church on that day, I pray. But I'm asking you to please pray about opening up your church on that day. If thousands of churches in California open up their church on May 31st, it'd be like what John Adams said regarding our colonies. It's impossible. Unless we get 13 colonies, like 13 clocks, to strike midnight at the same time.
Nothing is impossible with God, right? And I quoted Martin Luther King Jr. just a couple of minutes ago. This is right up Martin Luther King's alley. He would say, hey, a time has come to defy unjust edicts in this case, but Christ also did in his teachings. His very teachings more than 2,000 years ago defied the Roman Empire. And so this is right in line with the teachings of your church and other churches. Now, this is the good news. This is where I'm trying to go with all this. You do have thousands of churches. You at least have a couple of thousand who are following suit with you on the 31st, correct?
Yes, correct. And that number is growing, Graham, every day. We were seeing more and more pastors. Just on the drive down here to the studios, I received 2 text messages from 2 pastors in Central California that said, we're joining you guys on the 31st. And now, look, not every church has to join us. The conscience of the pastor, I don't want to violate that. But if we're going to open up together, Pentecost Sunday, Graham, as you said at the opening, is an amazing time. And let's be honest, we will do it healthy, we will do it respectfully, and we want to honor our governor, but because of the lack of leadership from Gavin Newsom, it's quite tragic. And so we're going to go ahead because it's better for us to answer to God than to wait around for this social experiment by a governor who is constantly moving the target or the goalpost, as you would say, because if we leave it up to him, by the way, it's in his best interest that the church not reassemble in California and just leave it as it is. No, we must meet. It's essential.
And it's also essential for the future, right? I mean, let's look down the road here, that this could be a dry run for something else down the road. And if you don't hold your ground now here, as a congregation, and businesses in California and in New York and in Illinois don't hold their ground now, what's going to happen down the road? And so you are inviting other congregations to follow along on the 31st, which is a wonderful day to do so. And if folks want more information, they want to contact you, your website is calvarycch.org, is that right?
That is correct.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.